Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the best part of your week. It's the Wednesday night Super2Bit Podcast, and we are live, ladies and gents. Before we kick things off, a few new house rules that we've just introduced. We are live to Spotify and Apple Music as well. We've got those channels up and running. So do yourself a favor, change your life for the better. We've left the links in the description. Go subscribe to either one, Spotify or Apple Music. Pick your poison, ladies and gents. Because we're really trying to grow the podcast and appreciate every sub we get. And obviously on this channel, all the likes, all the shares on Facebook, we appreciate as well. So don't be shy, ladies and gents. Get them into the wild. With that said, tonight's topic is a good one. Can you get rich selling in-game items, ladies and gents? This is a hot topic. It might not be in reality. We're going to make it a hot topic after tonight. And it's a question I think a lot of people have never asked themselves because they didn't even know that you could make money selling in-game items online. Tonight, we are going to unpack it in detail. Am I going to do this by myself? Hell no. I've got a guy from Sweden. He's the top gold farmer. He makes $3 million a week. I managed to convince him to come onto the podcast to talk to us about this topic. Hell no. Think we got that kind of pull? I got Neil here, ladies and gents. Welcome, Neil. What's happening, buddy?
Hey, it's me again. Hooray.
Good to have you here, buddy. You made it back yet again.
I know.
How do you get so lucky? Hey?
I just, I count my lucky stars every time I go to bed. Like, I'm like, oh, another week of podcasting with Dave.
Living the dream, Neil. I think we're live to Twitch as well. So if you're watching on Twitch,
and
welcome.
The YouTube channel as well.
Okay, let me get my Twitch chat up here quickly. Welcome, guys. So yes, to start tonight's conversation, we're basically going to tell you, Neil, you've got a pretty good description about what we're talking about tonight. Why don't you tell us what the hell we actually unpacking?
Yeah, so I think everyone kind of knows the idea of like unlocking in-game items, be it in Counter-Strike. I think like Team Fortress was the first big game that sort of came out and started having these unlockable in-game items. But the big change was that they allowed you to trade them or sell them. So depending on the kind of game, you could actually exchange these in-game digital items for real-world money. Some of them you have to jump through a whole bunch of hoops, and I think we'll deep dive into some of those. But like at the lowest levels, something like Diablo 3 when it first came out had the real money auction house, which was the absolute definition of play to win, where if you really like a level 60 sword, that's amazing. You just go to the auction house, you spend your $20, and then you buy a digital piece of code that unlocks a little sword in the game that then you get for a little while, and then you can sell it on to someone else. That's basically it. But some guys, most people have used this a little bit. Maybe you score a couple of $100 here or there every now and then, but that's all you do. But guys live off this. I've got a couple of stories to tell that we can jump into, but that's what we're looking and deep diving into tonight is, can you actually live and make money off of this kind of stuff?
That's it. And the rabbit hole goes very deep, ladies and gents. You won't believe the money being exchanged for in-game items. Before we do that, Neil, we've got to welcome the epic viewers. Bertus, welcome to the stream. Eugene, my boy, Tim the Triple T. Oh, whoa, this is live. We have harnessed the power of live streaming technology. Welcome, buddy. Good to have you guys here. What's up? With that said, we're going to dive into basically, like as Neil said, a couple of stories that we've actually experienced in terms of making money personally, as well as I think one of Neil's mates. Neil, you want me to kick it off?
Yeah, you start with one of your experiences. I think it's quite a good story.
So about 3 years ago. So I was very much not into, I had heard about guys making money online in terms of selling in-game items, but I didn't really care about it. I was like, oh, whatever, I'm sure that they're making sense and it's not really worth my time. I was playing PUBG when it launched. I was like literally the guy that, I think I was the first South African streamer to ever play the game or stream the game. And I managed to secure myself one of the original leather robes or like leather
That
trench coats.
PUBG, what's it? Player Unknown's robe.
That player knowing wears on the cover of the game. This is like early days. And I was like, this is pretty cool. Like, I don't see a lot of guys wearing this in game. This is pretty sweet. Then I stumble upon the Steam marketplace. And it's like basically what Steam Marketplace is. It's a marketplace, and it lists all your sellable items throughout your games, which is really nifty. So you don't have to sift through anything. And I'm looking, and I see that I got a pair of sunglasses for $1. I could sell that. I got a pair of boots for 50 cents. I could sell that. And all of a sudden, there's the Player Unknown's trench coat, and it was basically 2,000 rand that it was being bought for. So I was like, crumpets Delilah. If I can make $2,000, I'm gonna sell it. And sure enough, I listed it for like just under $2,000, like 1.9, and I sold it within 20 minutes. It was sold, and I opted for the money into my. I think you can only get your money into
your Steam account,
into the Steam account. So I had 1,900 rand worth of Steam credit, which I used to buy games for like the next year. And my mind was blown. Then I kind of got into this thing. Well, dude, I can maybe make some money just to pay for my games by selling in-game items. The next thing I got was the full yellow Kill Bill tracksuit in PUBG, and I managed to sell that off for like $800 for the set. And I was like, this is pretty cool, Like I can see why guys like this.
And it's still going now. So like here you can buy these survivalist slacks. This is live on the marketplace now for 8,500 rand. Like the problem is though, like, and this is actually quite a good selling item. It keeps selling and it's trending up in price. So guys are still, for whatever reason, even in PUBG, guys are still buying these things. But in its heyday, I was just selling the crates that you'd unlock in the game.
Yes.
And you got those for free just by, I don't know, I think it was you just had to play a certain number of hours or whatever and you'd unlock the crates. I sold like 20 of those for $50 each. And I got $1,000. I think I bought a better game with that money that I got. And like, it's crazy. Like, and this is all live, still going now. This is pretty tame though. This, you can trust Steam. All the money stays within Steam, but then it starts getting a lot darker. And maybe I should move on to my friend's story.
Let's go back a few years. Neil had a mate that
he's
made a
still
lot
my
more
friend,
money.
So this is actually, the video in the background is just talking about guys playing RuneScape and selling gold and being a gold farmer. But I had a friend that I worked with for a couple of years, really cool guy, studying engineering, and he paid for his entire university. I think the last 3 years of his university, he paid by farming items in Diablo 3 and selling them on the real money auction house. And I believe he told me he was making upwards of 16 to 17,000 rand a month just by selling items. But the guy had honestly one of the worst lives ever, because he'd study engineering all day, and you got to study like 12 hours a day. So he'd go to class for 8 hours, he'd come home, he'd study for 4 hours, then he'd be like, cool, time to work. And he'd go and sit in front of his computer and just play Diablo 3, just randomly trolling through dungeons, randomly getting drops, getting gems, getting items, going to the auction house, selling the items. And him and I think 4 of his mates, they had like this whole crew that was doing it together. And they'd basically run 24 hours a day just farming and selling items. But they made like 16,000 rand a month as a student. That's a ton of money. And that was about amazing. 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's, dude, like you said, as a student, that's you're living like a king. You're in the square every night getting libated off your face. You live in the good life as a student.
Yeah.
Eugene, what's happening? Tian saying, to be honest though, I sold PUBG stuff on Steam and got like 50 rand discount on the game. You know what? That's something. Like I said, I was lucky enough to get like over 2,000 rands worth of discounts on the stuff I sold. But you got to get lucky with the items. Peter L, welcome. Wayne Smith. Bertus, Marksman, nowhere do you get the beer. I want one also.
This is like my last one.
We'll sell it online.
I'll sell you digital beers. I've got lots of digital beers.
There you go. Yeah. Welcome, Game Room. Welcome, Graham. So Neil's mate, that's probably the person that I know, or like we know, like I don't know him personally, but like within our circles, that made quite a lot of money. But now we're gonna dive into how much money can you make, and are guys making decent money? In Crumpets Delilah, there are guys playing this game that you see on your screen right now called RuneScape. This game, Neil, This is the first time I've ever seen it. I
It's
researched it
pretty
about 10
big,
minutes.
yeah. It's like
I,
it was
I,
World of Warcraft before World of Warcraft, but it's a browser game and it's
I,
very terrible.
I researched it, like I said, 10 minutes before we went live. This game looks like a hot trash fire. I don't know what this crap is. I can't believe that, let alone people play it, but people pay tons of money for in-game items for this game. Now, I can understand if you're playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone, biggest game, everyone's playing it, and there's an item, and like you want the gold gun or whatever the case may be, and maybe you spend some money on that, which you can do, but like big money. But a game like this, I just don't understand, Neil. I just don't understand.
That's the thing, dude. Like it's weird how some people find value in something, but like guys buy the battle pass for Warzone, no worries. People will be like, "Oh, I need the new
Yeah.
battle pass,
I
500 bucks."
bought mine today.
V-Bucks for Fortnite, parents give their kids their credit cards and say, "Go wild, buy this," and you can never get that money back. That money is gone. You can't sell it. You can't do anything. Well, unless you sell your account, which we can get into later. But like
get into
the
that
thing
later.
is that people have this desire to be the best, like that song from Karate Kid, being the best around. And I think some people just aren't the best, so they say, "I've got some money. I'm going to pay money to
Yeah.
be the best," and like
Yeah.
I'm going to pay for my 1,500 goldie golds in RuneScape. And go,
Yeah.
and the worst thing about this though, which is so dodgy, is you like what we see on the screen here. It's all like completely black market. You're going through like
It's
weird
completely
chat
dodged.
rooms. You go into the game, meet the guy, he meets you. You then like email him your account, and you hope and pray that he's going to give you the money in return. Because like, and you can't
It's
go,
very
you can't
dodgy.
go to the bank and be like, "Oh, I got ripped off because someone stole my level 17 wizard." Like, no one, the
Yeah.
bank's just going to laugh at you for that. So it's
Yeah.
completely like the wild, wild west out there, it's this crazy, crazy thing.
You're taking a massive risk, and the amounts that are being exchanged are huge. So there's gold farmers in this game, and when I say gold farmers, basically people that mine the in-game currency for RuneScape, especially. And then they go and they sell the gold on to other people for like real money, PayPal. They just say, "Here's my PayPal
Yeah,
account."
and then I
I'll
think
send
they
you
meet them
I'll send
in
you the gold.
game, and then they transfer the gold to them, or they drop the gold on the ground, which is even more fun because someone can just walk
They're like,
by and pick it up.
they're like, here's your gold. I'll just drop it in the sand. And guys are making like $2,000-3,000 a week mining and selling
Look
in-game
at these
gold.
miners working here. Like this is the
Look at
thing,
this.
dude.
This is the mining.
Yeah, these are the guys mining. They're just sitting in a hot, sweaty room, smoking cigarettes. Like like
Look at this. Look at this.
yeah.
Look at this.
Just
But
click
it,
that
but it blows
mouse.
my mind. It blows my mind. Like I said before, I cannot believe these niche crappy games. And apparently, Second Life, that's another big online multiplayer game where guys do the same thing. I can't believe these games have the audiences they do and turn over the cash they do. It blows my mind. Like I said, if it's a big AAA title, I've even dropped $100 or $200 on a skin. But that's within the game's safe
man.
e-commerce system.
Yeah.
This is like dark web stuff. You know what I'm saying?
But and then maybe we can move on to the next side, which is okay, these legit games don't let you get the money out for real. So
Yeah.
how do you do that? And then that comes to
Well,
the whole thing of selling your
account.
account, which is
Yeah.
also, so guys, what they do, so like Warzone is a good example. You have all your guns gold and unlocked. You spend 12,000 hours getting all your guns unlocked to gold. You've got all the secret guns hidden around the levels. You've got everything. And you, a young whippersnapper with a very rich parents, and you want to be the best. Again, you say, "Hey, Dangerous Dave, I know you're the best at Call of Duty. I'll buy your
I don't know.
account." And then you just say, "Cool, bro, like, meet me on this dodgy WhatsApp chat and let's
Yeah.
exchange deets, and I will email you my account, and then you are the best guy. Then you can change your name, like, and then all of your 12-year-old mates like, wow,
These guys leveled up.
John,
yeah.
John,
But-
how did you?" And you're like, "Yeah, bro, I played all weekend," and but then you're still bottom of the leaderboard, which is what I never understand of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But like,
Well-
guys totally do that too. But like, to do it, you have to go through these such dodgy websites.
Yeah. Like game flip and stuff. So like what guys used to do, well, like it used to be a lot easier. All these games like FIFA used to have like on in-game marketplaces where you could sell, player cards or whatever the case is, and make bank. But then obviously people were literally laundering money through this, and they said, no, we got to try like put an end to this. Hence the selling of accounts came to life. So basically I just say, here's my username, my login. I literally meet you on online, and I give you my details. You can change your name after 3 months, and I want you to pay me 3,000 rand, or whatever the case may be. And then people like negotiate, and they do this, and they end up selling their accounts to these guys with like all the FIFA, for example. You get an account with like the best player cards, best stock teams, and the guys are selling this for like 50,000 rand upwards. You know what I'm saying? Like for like the top tier accounts. And this is little money, Neil. This is like, we're talking about silly money that doesn't even matter when we're about to get into the next phase of the conversation, which I call the mind expander. But before we do, Tian saying, damn, son, I sweated blood to get 8,000 rand a month as a bartender to pay uni. But Tian, I'm sure you got a couple of good stories from behind that bar, buddy, that I'm sure you can't share here, but I'm sure it was worth it. And Ruth Brooks saying, evening, gents. Miss Brooks, how you doing? Is it Miss or Mrs.? I can't remember if it's Miss or Mrs.
Miss.
Is it Miss Brooks? I never know. I can't distinguish between the two. Miss Brooks, welcome.
Because me and her aren't married yet.
I know. I don't know that, but I've always fumbled the two. I don't know which one's which. There's a mobile game called Kingdom of Avalon, and like I still go to married people. I'm like, hey, Miss Jamison.
Oh my God.
She's like, it's Mrs. I'm like, what's the difference?
Does your fiance know this?
Of course. Are you kidding me?
Goodness.
She knows I'm basically she knows.
Yes. I know too.
So the Tia is saying there's a mobile game called Kingdom of Avalon, and people build strongholds to level 25 and sell them as farms for like $200. That's still peanuts, Tian, compared to what we're about to unpack. Game Room saying, I need to get onto this hype. Guys, you do. George, welcome. How are you again? Good to see you, buddy. So now we're going to... $200, $1,000. It's peasant money. It's peasant money, guys. We're about to expand the cranium here. There are games like this. In fact, let me get the name. I don't want to cock the name up. Again, and the crazy thing is, it's games you've never heard of, like Entropia Universe. How many guys in the chat have ever heard of Entropia Universe? Maybe you've heard of Second Life, perhaps. Maybe you've heard of that. I doubt it. Neil, do you want to the audio down just a smidge on the video, because it's coming through strong. Sounds like someone's having an auction in my brain. Oh, there we go. There's like 3 feeds coming through. So these are the games that you've probably never heard of: Entropia, Second Life, but guys are making stupid money off these games. So basically, let me unpack it for you. It's basically like an online, massively multiplayer like RPG. And what guys do is they'll literally buy like a bar or a nightclub within the game, and then they'll charge entrance fee to come into that bar or nightclub. So there was a guy in this game that paid $600,000 to buy a nightclub. And everyone was like, is this guy crazy? That's 6 million, well, more than 10 million rand. What the hell is this guy doing buying a nightclub in a video game that no one's ever heard of for 10 million rand? The guy made his money back in a year. Basically, he just charged entrance fee to get into the nightclub. It was one of the hot spots. I know. And the guy made his money back in a year. He made so much money. This is the game. I'm talking about right here on your screen. It blows the mind, but it goes one step further. A bunch of guys involved in a big company got together, and they bought one of the planets in the game. Apparently, this game's got a couple of planets in its little solar system. And like I said before, Neil, like I have no idea why people play this crap. It looks terrible. It boggles the mind. But these guys bought a planet for $6 million. That's like a billion rand. Is that a billion rand, Neil?
No.
How much?
That's about
100 million rand.
That's about 150 million rand.
That's why we got my numbers, man. Here, so they spent $6 million buying this planet. 100 million rand, which you might think is like the craziest thing. They also made their money back. They charged land tax. This is the nightclub. This is the nightclub that I was talking about for $635,000. They charge land tax. They charge like levies and rates to live on the land. If you want to open a business, you got to obviously pay your dues. These guys made their money back and then some. Neil, please. Is this real life? Because nothing makes sense anymore.
Well, why are we sitting here talking to our fine people? Why aren't we, on what's this called? Avarium Online.
It's called Entropia Universe.
Entropia Universe. What's crazy is that like I don't know what these games are. You never hear of them, and like you sometimes hear like like there are like other games like EVE Online where there's real money put into ships and stuff and time, and those get blown up, and it's like, oh, they lost like 10 million rand in real value money. But at least guys are playing the game then, and like they earn that money in the game, and they like
there it is. Is the play
where this kind of stuff is crazy. Like I don't understand like why. What always blows my mind is why do any of this stuff? Why do you want to buy the best thing in World of Warcraft or Diablo or even Warzone, where if you just play the game, the whole point of the game is to earn the money to get the cool stuff.
But you don't have time.
Yeah.
You don't have the time.
No, but
and I can get that.
The people who buy this stuff is usually much younger people or people who do have the time and are like super invested. Because if you're going to drop 20,000 rand on an in-game item, you're probably playing that game a lot.
Yeah, no, I hear you, but that's games that people have heard about. Like I said, if you told me that in Warzone the guys are selling a skin for a gun, I can understand. Like, someone paid $1,000 for that. Maybe it's the rarest skin in the game. It's such a popular game. He could probably on-sell that and make money on it because it's Warzone. There's 50 million people playing it.
I don't know about that though, because like I know the guys who buy these things are like the impulse buyers. They're like, that's the best shiny thing. I want that best shiny thing. I know a guy, and you know him too. I'm not going to say who he is, but he spent. It was either 3,000 or 6,000 rand to buy the original collector's edition of Diablo 3. It's like 8 years after it came out, so you could.
Wasn't that me?
No. I think you did it later. You bought it when it came out, but this is another guy who bought it for 6,500 rand or whatever, just so he could get
the lights and dark.
But just so he could get the in-game item that gave you like the demon wings. So
the angel wings,
the angel wings, and you only got that with the thing. So he like went onto Bid or Buy or eBay or whatever, found someone. Speaking of Diablo 3, and then like bought this thing, and I'm like,
who the hell was it?
I'll tell you after the stream. We don't no names. No names.
Was it Evan or Richie?
No,
it's gotta be one of the two.
It's not one of those guys. They don't have that kind of loose capital.
Yeah. Welcome to Chloe on Twitch. I think we got 1 or 2 viewers on Twitch. Chloe, as well as the Nuclear Storm on YouTube. What's happening here? We're talking about how to get rich, or can you get rich selling in-game items, or what's the story with basically making money online? We've unpacked a whole bunch of stuff, but just to go back to what I was saying earlier, Neil, like a golden gun in a popular game with a big player base like Call of Duty, I can understand investing in that because you can maybe on-sell it. If I came to you, Neil, and I said, "Hey, Neil, there's a new game, an MMO that launched. It's called Plinkett MacGuffin. Okay, it's going to be a big deal. Would you like to spend $6 million buying some virtual land that we could charge land tax on?" You'd be like, "Get the hell out of here, guy."
That sounds like a brilliant business plan. Let's go right now. Shut everything
down. I've already sent you the link. I'm expecting a reply tonight. Yeah. But that's how I feel when I look at games like RuneScape and Utopia Universe. What's it called? I keep fucking up the name. Entropia. I cannot believe that people parted with that much money on a game that no one's ever spoken about or heard about.
This is what also interests me, like where people say like, oh, how do you, like, why would anyone pay to watch you, play video games or do whatever? At least like there's like a value add, and there's like, product being created, value being created. They're watching you play the game, you tell a funny story, you do a really good play, they meet other people in the community. There's a lot of ways you can say, oh, there was a value creation there. But
it was entertainment, it was a show.
This is like you selling a magical sword that some programmer developed that they, by some random chance, there's only a 1 in a billion chance of getting the thing. And you're
Yeah.
like, cool, because of luck, I will spend 16,000 Rand to get this magical sword, which doesn't do anything better. And especially like in World of Warcraft and Diablo and those kind of
It's all
games.
aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah, and like after a while, like it's useless. That sword you spend 20,000 bucks for, you replace it with another sword. But then, like, I even remember Diablo introduced that thing where you can choose what the sword looks like, but it's not the actual sword. The actual sword you're using has all the cool stats, but the sword that
Yeah.
it looks like is the super expensive thing you bought. Which is
Yeah.
why games like Warzone, it's not pay to win. It's all like everyone has the same game. You're just
Yeah.
paying for purple bullets. Some people.
Purple traces, I'm glad I bought. I'm trying to find a tracer pack for the MP5, but that's neither here nor there. Peter Owl saying 6 million United States dollars equals 103. That's a big number. Basically, 103 million South African rand. That's a lot of pesos. That's a lot of it's a lot of illegal beers right there. Thomas saying, what about companies that actually buy themselves into games? Death Stranding plus Monster. That's a whole nother kettle of fish. We can unpack that a bit. Game Room saying, you guys laugh at this, but it clearly is working for these people and fair play to the ones who are selling, but the ones who are buying them are more fool you. So no, I'm not saying. I mean, these guys are making money. They're making their investment back in a year or two. They obviously are geniuses, but my mind is blown by the fact that this even exists. What blows my mind even further is the guys that own virtual land or virtual nightclubs within the online MMO and are charging entrance fee and are charging land tax within the virtual world and making a daily income. There's guys that are sitting at home just farting into the fan and trickling in like $100, $200 because of like taxes that are being charged on their land.
But for some guys, that's like that is their social life. That's like them instead of us going to the pub and dropping like $500. They'd rather spend their $50 on on like a virtual nightclub where they can speak to a virtual pretend person who's probably the opposite sex of what they think they are. But like, that's maybe where they're getting that value. Like that I can kind of understand. Like why people do it, madness. But like I can see like, okay, they're paying for a good time. We're paying $38,000 for an enduring war dog courier that you use in Dota. Like why? Why?
No. I hear you. I'm just blown away by the fact that some guy threw a couple of pixels together and a couple of like light sources, called it a nightclub, and sold it for 6 million Rand. I'm like, that's phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? And then the guy who bought it made his money back. That's what's blowing my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe we just old men shouting at clouds. Maybe like 2,000 years ago, like somewhere in Egypt, some guy was like, "Hey guys, I built a room that I have some fires in. You come at night, you dance around, have a good time." Everyone's like, "That sounds cool. How much?" Like, no, five gold pieces. Everyone's like, "No, you're crazy, man." And now you take it for granted. So maybe in the future this is gonna since we can't go to nightclubs, maybe we should all be going to this damn nightclub.
Yeah. Well, you make a good point. Like it's all about and what's the term? I don't want to cock this term up. It's about the and I learned this in like business school. Like that got me anyway. Anyway, it's called like basically like your yield. Are you satisfied with your yield versus your expenditure?
Yeah. Are you getting the value for it?
So to speak. So if I feel that taking 150 Rand and going to a bar and buying a beer and talking poo with my mates is a good time, I'm going to do it. I'll get value out of that. But if someone feels like going to a virtual nightclub and standing in a room with like 10 of the same looking avatars with slightly different colored pants and exchanging like your mother's so fat jokes, that's cool. That's their jam. That's cool. There's all to it. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just, my mind, I can't wrap my mind around the fact that exists. When you look at something like a movie, Ready Player One, Ready Player One, the movie, if you guys haven't seen it, check it out. And you got the VR and you got the full body sense like suit on. And
that's all you want,
like
the full body sense. The premium model.
One day, Neil. It's just a matter of time, Neil. And you're in the club and like it's a visceral experience and maybe like there's sensation. And then I can maybe understand it. But like, I mean, we were looking at RuneScape. Bro, RuneScape looks like it came out in like 87. Yeah. What the crap balls, Neil?
Well, look at Peter Moolman has sent us an interesting looking link. I haven't clicked on it, but it's just saying like this
Ooh.
Entropia place. They do like a share offering of like their new world, so you can buy pieces of their world. So they're like selling
This
it
is it.
almost as like shares of companies, which is
They're
like a
sell-
completely
that's
different
it.
level that we didn't even get that far in our research.
Yeah, well, I can believe it. These guys are selling land.
Yeah.
Just like the real world. I've got a new plot of land. Come buy a share of it, except it's in the virtual world. And guess what? It costs probably more.
Hmm.
It costs more than what you can get real life land for, which blows my mind. Um, Game Room saying, but paying these amounts for virtual life is insane. I also pay for purple bullets. I love it. Burgess, I love you, buddy. You're a man after my own heart. Find me some purple bullets for the MP5, you biscuit. What about companies that actually buy themselves into games? Yes, Death Stranding was so sponsorship within games. Well, that's an entire different kettle of
Yeah, that's
fish.
that's
And
more like marketing and advertising, which totally makes
but,
sense. The fact that you're talking about it
yeah,
here, they got their money's worth out of it. Like
yeah, but
that
just yeah,
that to
yeah,
me makes a lot of
yeah.
sense.
They, I often eavesdrop on Megan, my fiance, and she's obviously in marketing. I'm like,
Eavesdrop, you
who am I
say.
marrying? Who am I marrying? Mangelinga, Megan. And they're obviously looking for new ways to advertise their products, and because like radio and TV on this, on the decline, and now their clients are asking for in-game advertising. They're like, yeah, we want to buy in-game advertising, and she came and talked to me about it. I was like, really? It's becoming it's that close to home. The local brands are looking for in-game advertising. So I think in 5-10 years, in-game advertising, you're going to see an ad for like Pizza Butter Voice, like in the middle of stadium, Call of Duty Warzone. There's Pete having a braai, he's paid for his premium listing. I can see that happening. I think it's a bloody great idea because you got the captive audience. But
Yeah.
I think that's a whole conversation for another night. Because
Oh man, it's so like like there's so much more like in the digital world, like and like we'd think we'd be like, oh, we know what's going on. We do streaming. We've got like podcasts. We've got like streams. We've got shows. We've got channels. We've got this. But there's like entire other worlds of people making tons and tons of money in this crazy digital economy that we don't even know about, that we just scratched the
madness.
surface of. And some people
Madness.
find it just like completely normal. It's like, yeah, bro, I just sold my ultimate team cards today. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pay off the rent this afternoon. Like that.
Yeah. Pay off houses, buddy.
Yeah.
Guys are selling like ultimate teams, like perfect team
Well,
setups for like $1 million.
well, maybe like this is actually, and I'm gonna get lots of hate for this, but this is like where Bitcoin came from. It was basically some guys like, wait, you don't even need the game. Let's just create
Yeah.
something digital.
Just buy the
Idiots
coin,
will just
bro.
go like with it. What does a coin do? It does everything, bro. Oh, but show me. Like, no, I can't. It's too advanced. Like, just buy it.
Is it underpinned by the Federal Reserve? No, bro. Why make it complicated, man? Just buy it.
Yeah,
bro.
just buy it, bro. And like it is
people
kind
did.
of the same thing. And like, yeah, it was all black markets and weird loops and things. And then everyone had their own dumb coins. And like, maybe like people just, I think, want to be involved in the next big thing. And everyone's always keen to like be on that get rich quick train. If they're like, oh, this is the thing. And then you see what ends up happening, like that picture of those gold farmers. Like some guy figures out, okay, let's just brute force this thing. Let's just hire some desperate people to come and help me with this. And like exploits the crap out of everyone to get what they need at the end of the day. And like then it ruins it for everyone. And that's it. Like
But yeah, well, Bitcoin and stuff like that, I can understand where there's the scam element comes in because, but like you said, if you want to buy a piece of land in Entropia and open a sandal mending shop and make a decent wage, you can do it.
I do have some
And
broken
you know what?
sandals.
You what? Guess what? I made them $10 a sandal. Jonathan saying, "What's up, Jonathan Holgren? Welcome, buddy. Stephen Rutz, what's up, people? Good to have you here. Bonjour." Well, I want to open a question up to the floor here, guys. Send it to the chat. Has anyone watching this, or even if you're watching this after this live, has anyone made decent money selling in-game items? You guys got any stories for us in terms of turning?
We want to hear some of the audience stuff.
I told you my story. Neil's got a story. There's got to be someone else that made some money selling in-game items, or even an account, or something like that, to make some money. Welcome, Calvin, in the YouTube, as well as my boy Danger Deal, the 6 Foot Predator, and I'm not going to say that online.
I'm
But
glad we
welcome,
hide
buddy.
the chat on the podcast.
That's going to get us bad.
Yeah.
Going to research this stuff. Got plenty of time. Peter, go check it out, buddy.
Yeah.
This, like I said, that's no one. A lot
It's-
of people don't even know about
Yeah.
this.
And like it's just so interesting, and like you want to get in, you want to be like, oh dude, people are making so much money. But then you like start researching like the FIFA cards. Like you can get your money out of FIFA with the latest versions, but the dodgiest, like, forget the dark web and like, you know, all these like dodgy websites. Those kind of like sell your game items sites are the scammiest looking websites ever. Like they all like look legit, but they're always like, "Hey, everything's amazing." Okay, now just type your account number into this funny box.
You're buying them from guys that look like the guy on the screen. Would you trust that guy with your credit card details? Would you, Neil? That's the guy that owned the club in the game. Never die. He
looks like a club owner though. You always see those guys. They're like
a virtual club owner.
Oh yes. You come dance virtually.
You want to jam? Come to club. Come to club. Never die. These are the houses they sell within the game. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But yeah, let's see if anyone's made some cash. Danger Deal says I spent almost 20,000 Rand on FIFA 20. Danger Deal, I think we need to pass the mic to you, and please elaborate. You spent 20,000 Rand on FIFA 20. He
says though he made $2,800, which is
okay. Hold on. Let's get a libation.
Double what he put in.
So you doubled your money. You paid 20,000 Rand.
That's quite a high risk, though.
No. Is it though? Because guys are still going to this nightclub in Utopia, and the guy's still buying product for his ridiculous hairstyle.
Yeah.
Danger Deal, elaborate, please. So, like, you bought player cards, and then you obviously sold them again.
No.
You flipped them. Did you flip them within the game, or did you flip them on the site?
And that's the thing. That becomes a game for people. They're just like, forget playing FIFA. I'm just going to buy and sell cards, and it's basically a virtual stock market. Also see Kevin Rath actually has a good point here, saying trading and skin gambling is a huge industry. He doesn't have anything against it because it creates a source of income and keeps certain games alive, which is true. The weird thing, though, is like this Entropia universe is probably massive, but none of us know what it is.
I never heard of it.
That guy totally looks like a club owner, which is amazing.
I know.
You can make a virtual club. You're going to end up looking exactly the same.
Want to come and dance? Come on. Never die. We open 24/7. It's your boy.
Yeah.
That's what every club owner should sound like. The gamer was saying, I remember my friend asked me to buy some Bitcoins, and I was like, no way, lol, don't trust that. And then he sold his for a lot more than he paid. Dude, I'm sure your friend is
everyone knows one of those guys, though.
Yeah. I know a guy.
Strangely,
like
I don't see guys driving around in Lamborghinis now. I don't see them being like, bro, look at my Lamborghini. Bitcoin.
Because they're not in South Africa, bro. They're all in the Caymans driving their Lamborghinis.
I don't know.
Trust me.
And all of my friends are just unlucky.
Danger Deal saying failed trades that are required to purchase more coins in turn to make trades that tripled my coins. Well, hold on, Neil. What does that mean?
I don't really
Use your
know.
brain. Failed trades that are required to purchase
So
more
it's almost
coins.
like he messed up selling, but by messing up, he had to spend more money, and that lucked him out into making billions of rands.
What?
Yeah.
But the fact that you doubled your money and you made what? You made 2,800. What's that? Do the math there, Neil. $2,800.
It's about 42,000 rand.
You made 42,000 Rand, buddy, trading FIFA cards. Danger Deal. That's like amazing.
Yeah.
Do you still do it? Are you still intrigued by it? Do you still want to carry on? Do you want to buy some land in Entropia? I'm opening a smoothie bar near the beach. If you'd like to come buy a virtual smoothie, $5 a pop, buddy. It'll turn your pants green. Welcome, Ron Rogers. Mike Perks in the house, all the way from East London. Welcome, Mike. Good to have you here, buddy. So Mike, just to catch you up, and if you're just joining us, we're basically talking about can you make money or even get rich selling and trading in-game virtual items? And the short answer is Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
can get very rich.
I'd just like to know with Danger Deal, how much time do you spend on all these buying and selling and trading? Because I think that's what also gets lost a lot of the time. That these guys who make all this money, they're basically doing it as a full-time job. So
Yeah,
sure, you're earning 30,000 rand a month, but if you're spending 8 or 9 hours a day doing it, you could probably get, I don't know what your age is or whatever, but like,
yeah.
that's a fairly middle of the road like salary.
Yeah, that's the thing. How much time are you putting in? So the guy that spent 6 million rand buying the nightclub in Ethiopia, he obviously once he bought the nightclub, his investment was finished. I mean, the club runs itself. I mean, what you got no staff to pay? The ice machine's never going to break down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you just kind of your club. You just say club's always open, giving money, and he sits back and reaps the reward. And that's the beauty of it. So but yeah, if you're trading and trying to nickel and dime and mining gold, um, is it worth it? Because that's a crap life to sit in a room with 10 other guys sweating bullets just mining gold. You
Yeah,
know,
but in certain areas, like that's the only jobs people can get. They're like, hey, come click a mouse for 10 hours a day. They're like, sounds good to me. Look at
yeah,
look at all these cool
yeah,
topless bros and all these cigarettes I can smoke. This is great.
yeah. Exactly. Peter's saying, I want to sell my BT Balloons account. Got 210,000 medallions. What the hell is a BT
I,
Balloons
I
account?
don't know, but like you can probably
Cheers.
trade those medallions for boinky bucks, and then
I'll tell
then
you
you can
what.
you can go to Russia and get your boinky bucks converted into some credit stamps, and then you lose
You
all your
can
money.
You got free cocktails at my new nightclub I'm opening by the beach, buddy. You free cocktails for life. Just give it to me. Data Deal saying I made trades and failed. Had to spend more real money to buy coins to trade again, and those trades succeeded. Buying plays in the hundreds for like 750 and selling them for 1,500 a card when they are in need. For example, when FIFA released an SBC squad building challenge every week, they sell at a higher price. For example, a challenge might require a Liverpool player to complete on that night. A Liverpool player will sell for triple. It's complicated. 4 hours a day. Okay, 4 hours a
Damn,
day.
man. But like,
But he
and
made
but
he
how?
made
Okay,
bucks.
how did you get your money out the game then? Because that's also like that's where it gets
Well,
super
well,
dodgy.
let's touch on that because now you can't just go to an ATM and stick in your virtual FIFA card. How do you get your money out? There are ways, obviously PayPal being one of the popular ways. There's other ways, dodgy ways.
But the thing is,
You
it's not
know,
just PayPal. It's like what you usually have to do is then like sell. Like I don't know if you can trade items in FIFA. I think in the older versions you could, but I think in the new one, you basically have to like sell your account to some dude online, and then he'll pay you money.
you send him your banking details. Well, I guess you send him and once he pays, you send the account. But each guy could screw the other. He could just not send him the info.
Exactly,
It's
dude.
it's dodgy, bro.
Yeah.
It's super dodgy. It's high risk. Andre is saying enjoying the stream. Thank you, Andre.
Thank
Welcome,
you very
buddy.
much, buddy. Glad you could tune
Good
in.
to have you.
Let him know
Yeah.
about the podcast tonight. It's
Yes.
first
Just to
time
remind you
listener
guys.
slash viewer.
Yeah, fresh face. Just to remind you guys, we are live, or not live now, but we do have these uploaded to both Spotify and Apple Music. Links in the description if you guys want to put us on while you're working or even working out or wherever the case may be. We do have those two options, so pick your poison, as well as Facebook and YouTube, and believe it or not, Twitch. We're
Wherever
spreading.
wherever
I tell
you
you what,
can view or listen, we are pretty much
we
there.
are not holding back. We are a full force, like the Mongolians back in 1576 on Hakata Beach, Japan. I have a lot of spare time on my hands.
You could be
But
spending that time, mining gold.
I should be spending that time mining gold, unlocking new
Oh,
player cards for FIFA. I'm wasting my
yeah,
life. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So yeah. So I mean, it just blows my mind. This whole concept. And I didn't truly. I mean, like I said, we got a taste of it a couple of years back. I didn't know how deep it went until we did a little bit of research for this podcast in terms of how much money can be made. What blew my mind the most, without a doubt, is the virtual businesses where guys are just selling land or just, they're running businesses are like within the game and making tons of money. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, dude, and like it is crazy. But like Danger Deal's saying, there's a website that sells FIFA coins where you can buy 1 million FIFA coins for $150, or you can sell them 1 million coins for $125. The company is very legit. You can look them up. The company's name is U7Buy, so super legit sounding. So I'll
You
take
what?
100K and
Yeah.
turn it into 1 million and sell it to them. I get paid via PayPal. But how do you give them your coins out the game? Because the game is sitting on your PlayStation. How do they remove those coins from your PlayStation account and get it into
Without
their
your
account?
without your details, that's a good
Yeah, that's
question.
that's that's what I don't understand. It's like, unless you can say, "Hey, but you're my friend. Let me send you 100 million coins," which you can
Yeah.
do. Like, you can't even do that on Steam. You can't. I can't just give you. I can't gift you an item.
No.
And yeah, and then Kelvin's saying the same thing for like G2A, for CS:GO. There's a whole bunch of different things where you can build a reputation. The only thing is, like, going back to Bitcoin,
Yeah.
the first major exchange was MTGOX, which was Magic the Gathering Online Exchange. That's what it stood for, and that was where they used to trade and sell Magic the Gathering online cards. And they were like, "Oh, Bitcoin, we can just add that to our market." And that was the first, and for a long time, the biggest exchange, until it got hacked and everyone lost all their bitcoins. But that's the thing, it almost becomes like cryptocurrency after a while, which
It
is
does.
really weird.
It does. And obviously begs the question, how can one even, I mean, getting the money out's tough enough, but then how do you even, like, how do you pay tax on that? Do you pay tax on that? Is
No
there
one
even
pays
a
tax on
rule?
that.
Is
No
there
one's paying
is there even
tax on that.
how do you go to your accountant and be like, yeah, I'd like to please pay tax on my virtual smoothie bar within Utopia. Oh yeah, did it had a good month. Sold a lot of berry smoothies for extra stamina. Like, how do you write that off with your accountant? How does it even go down?
So Danger Deal says they access my account via the FIFA app. So I'm assuming you have to give them your account details. Then they purchase their own crappy bronze players that are worth 200 coins and buy a lot of them for 10K until they have 1 million in their account. And then
Oh,
so they log in with yours and then
yeah.
just keep buying them at like a low rate. Like, dude, it's like, I just want to go
Dude,
to the
super
shop,
dodgy.
give money, get object, not be like, "Oh, but here's my bank login details."
Yeah, it's a super clever workaround how they
Oh
do
my
that, and
word.
I guess that works.
It's
You know what I'm
so
saying?
it's so
But
deep and so
it's
crazy, man.
it's a loophole. It's a proper loophole. Game Room saying surely they would go into their PlayStation network and believe you can set up a bank card to it, etc. Not to receive payments, I don't think so. Or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's so dodgy. Like, that's why, like, Steam at least is straightforward. It's all within its ecosystem, and then like everything's locked in. You can't easily exchange your Steam items for real money. Anytime you do
yeah.
that, you have to give someone your passcodes, and like that requires a lot of trust.
Exactly. Calvin saying you pay income tax, doesn't matter where it came from. Yeah, but if
If you keep it in
it's
your
gray.
PayPal account and you don't
You keep it in
declare
your
it,
PayPal, it's gray,
or
dude. Super
you
gray.
transfer it into the FIFA bucks, like, you know, FIFA bucks can just be Bitcoin. Like, no one cares.
It's super great. Look at the site. It's an enterprise. They are huge. It's been open for 4 years. Never an issue. No, I can believe it. I can
I
believe
can believe
guys
it, but
are
also
making millions.
I'm sure there's a lot of mafioso types on the board of directors there.
Well, I mean, you could launder money. You could
Yeah,
say, okay,
totally.
what's the most expensive item on FIFA right now? Oh, it's Ronaldo. Okay, cool. How much is it going for? $10,000. Buy every Ronaldo right now for sale,
Yeah.
and then sell it. Sell every Ronaldo a week later. Maybe make a loss, small loss, where you got to wash the money, and then you cash out. And the people like, where their money come from? Yeah, it's from selling FIFA cards. That's literally it's Ozark online. Hey. It's a virtual Ozark,
Yeah.
bro.
It's
You can wash
crazy, man.
money through
Like,
that.
this is so, like, we could probably do an entire podcast series on like going through this. Like, we thought this would just be an interesting thing to talk about, but then we started digging into it and we're like, "Oh my goodness." But
And I'm
this is
like,
so much deeper. We finding the secrets of the Illuminati here with like all of the secret money and digital rubbish that people are spending
it's
tons of money on.
it's it's super gray. It's super obviously dodge, and I'm sure there's a lot of unsavory characters using these methods to do illegal things without a doubt. I mean, you can't ban them, like it's there, and it's quite easy to abuse. But yeah, it's quite mind opening, Neil. Mind
Yeah.
expanding, buddy.
Man expanding.
Mind expanding.
That's your word of the week, I think.
It goes way beyond me making 2,000 rand on a leather trench coat in PUBG.
Danger Deals says a Ronaldo is $800 on its own.
So there you go. So buy 50 of them.
Yeah.
And that's how you
and
wash your
then
cash.
if you buy all of them on the market, then the price goes up because you're buying the market, which is then you can manipulate the market.
There you go. So you buy all the Ronaldos, and then now like
you
there's none
trickle
left,
them
so the
out.
value goes up.
Yeah.
Bro, you trickle them out, you wash your money. Neil, we might have to delete this podcast. Otherwise, we might get investigated.
We have to delete all of our podcasts, man.
Because
you're giving away all the secrets.
We've given away the perfect money laundering scheme, and it literally is perfect. So we don't do any of this, just FYI. We just kind of stumbled upon it. So take this information and do with it what you wish. But yeah,
it's been a journey though. It's been a journey.
It's been a journey down the rabbit hole, Neil. And with that said, I think we're almost at the end of our tether here. Danger Deal saying, "Yeah, I'm also a part of a FIFA trading syndicate, but let's not talk about that." There you go, bro. Try to buy Ronaldo straight as a player is 800. Yeah, bro. Syndicates, black markets. It's crazy. Deadpool baby, what game is this? Can you please pimp my rig, bro? Deadpool. I know I'm always saying this, but believe it or not, we possibly do have another episode for Pimp My Rig coming out very soon. It's gonna possibly be a big sweepstake that you'll hear about if you're following all our channels, which I hope you are. FYI, this is going to be on Spotify and Apple Music as well. Link in the description. Don't forget to like and follow us on Facebook. But yeah, there's a 90% chance Pimp My Rig is going to become a reality in the next month. So watch this space. But Neil, closing thoughts, buddy.
I think we should quit all of this and just go farm some FIFA players, dude. I suck at FIFA, so maybe I'm good at trading players. I don't know.
I just think that Jason Bateman is wasting his time in Ozark. I mean, he's buying businesses and boats and boat lodgings. You know, he should just wash his money through here. It's way easier. You can do it from a laptop anywhere in the Cayman Islands. He's an idiot. I used to love that show. That show is broken now. But anyways, yeah, my closing thoughts are I didn't expect the rabbit hole to be this deep, but I guess once you start to unpack it, it's endless.
Yeah.
You know, where does it end? I don't know.
It's crazy, man. It is really...
Digital saying, yeah, but I trade to build my own team as well. Of course, you want the best team to enjoy. But ladies and gentlemen, with that said, the magic hour, I like to call it, must finally, unfortunately and sadly, draw to a close. That is this week.
We may have to have a follow-up episode about this in the future and just see where it goes.
We may have to. I mean, we've kind of just scratched the surface here, and I think there's with a little bit more research, I think we're going to uncover a lot more interesting things. So, like I said, make sure you're liking all the channels: Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, Twitch. Pick your poison, go wild. And even if you're watching this after it's live, please, every share, every like, we still appreciate. With that said, I want to thank everyone that joined us for this interesting deep dive. I even learned a few things. Neil, did you learn anything?
I learned a couple of things. I learned Danger Deals.
He's
part of things I don't want to talk about, man.
He's earned the name Danger because he's way more dangerous than I am. That's for sure. That guy is a mover and a shaker. I like him. Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah.
But I think we'll definitely have to do a follow-up episode if we can do some more research into this topic. But yes, with that said, I am going live again with a quick stream. I'm spoiling you guys today. Hey? You got season 5 this morning. You got a mind-expanding podcast. And now you're going to get, I think, about an hour of Horizon Zero Dawn on PC. Just a quick see.
What time is starting?
Probably soon, in the next 15-20 minutes.
No racing tonight, guys. So Dave's taking over the slot for this evening, and then I'll be back on Sunday as usual.
So I'm going to do just an hour just to show you guys Horizon Zero Dawn on PC. It's just come out, embargo lifted for, I think, 3 o'clock this afternoon. So I wanted to do an early peak stream. So that's coming up next. With that said, thank you everyone for the shares, for the likes, for the follows. Much appreciated. We love you guys.
Thank you,
That
guys.
is this week's podcast. Done is Dave streaming tonight. We're gonna do some Horizon Zero Dawn, just a taster. It's coming up 15-20 minutes. I'm just gonna pour another beverage. So stick around, Deja Deal. With that said, guys, we will see you next week Wednesday with another mind expanding topic. Till then,
cheers everybody.
Cheers, guys.